Jules Blessed Vegan, and welcome to day 31 of our 100-day countdown to the best version of ourselves in the new year. For those of you who are just joining us, you are right on time. And for those who have been here, welcome back. I'm thrilled. So I wanted to talk about the concept of obesity, which I'm all too familiar with, versus skinny fat, which is kind of a new concept to me. And they actually have their own acronym called a TOFI, which is thin on the outside and fat on the inside. You might be a TOFI and you don't even know it. Or you might know a TOFI, okay? So I was thinking, obesity is super obvious, right? I mean, you see the person, you see how fat they are. Obviously, their BMI is up. They may very well be pre-diabetic and have all of those symptoms, right? The oncoming, looming, I should say, heart disease, etc. The thing is, doctors usually pay attention to that. They know someone's obese and they'll commonly run their numbers. Even if they're just seeing them as a dollar sign, they still take the time. With a TOFI, they often do not take the time, which is why, sadly, the first indication for a TOFI that they have heart disease is death. Like they drop dead from a heart attack. And then everybody goes, but wait a minute, man, he was totally thin. That girl barely had a stomach. I can't believe it. This is a problem. So I was looking at this article, and it says that while they may not be technically overweight, it may even look skinny on the outside, TOFIs have the metabolic features of a pre-diabetic obese person, such as low muscle mass, inflammation, high triglycerides, low good cholesterol, high blood sugar, and even high blood pressure. And it says these skinny fat people have a low body mass index, BMI, but very little muscle. They maintain a normal weight while suffering all these same consequences, and while people may admire them for their ability to devour a piece of chocolate cake and not worry about their weight, inside, of course, is a toxic mess, right? So that's really something to consider. It's almost a blessing, if you can find a blessing in obesity, just in that you may actually get the attention that you need to get on with it, but TOFIs don't. So are you a TOFI, or do you know one? And if so, can you get your numbers checked or encourage them to, so that they can see what's really going on in the inside? I mean, we're all here for our health. It's an illusion that a person who seems lean, which is actually low muscle mass, barely has a pouch, which is a small tummy, doesn't have a problem, because often they do have a problem. So I thought that was really interesting. I've been a fat chick for years, so, I get attention from doctors. I don't stay fat to get attention. Actually, growing up, I was completely a beanpole as a child, normal weight as a teen, and until I was about 19 or 20, and life was just so overwhelming for me. I didn't have the tools to be a successful adult, and I just started relying on food more than ever, and just went for broke. My mom used to say I had such a pretty face. People say that to fat people. But you have such a pretty face. Not all fat people have pretty faces. Those who do, maybe it's because they're just getting so many dang nutrients, right? But along with all the toxins, poisons, obesity, and the nightmare of obesity. And I was just going to say briefly, I saw this guy running on the street tonight. He was super heavy, and it's a long story. I put it on my Instagram page if you have a chance. But he accidentally missed the curb and fell. And he landed on both knees and spotted himself with his hands, which I've done so many times. I've literally sprained my hands 4 times. I broke a knee, all from spotting myself. And then it was so sad he couldn't get up. He was so heavy, and he was like crawling to the stop sign to hold onto the pole to help himself up. And as it was, some very kind people came to help him. I attempted to help him. But I know that. I know what it's like to not trust my legs. I know what it's like to feel so heavy that I'm scared to death of falling, or shamed to death that I'm going to have to get help to get up. It's a total nightmare. And even though I'm getting my bod back, I still have that fat mentality in my head that makes me so scared. Obesity is a very uncomfortable nightmare. And anybody who says that they're going for fattest chick in the world, that they like being obese, the dudes who say they love fat women, that's a control issue. There is nothing lovely about obesity. I am telling you. I have been there. It's uncomfortable. It's traumatizing. You pay more for everything. Not just so much food that you're consuming, but all the clothes that cost more because of the XLs. You know, they didn't used to make clothes to accommodate fat people. You would have to get them made by someone. They'd even joke that Omar the tent maker made clothes for big people. Now today you can readily find even pretty cute clothes and certainly trendy sportswear in 5XL and bigger. I think we've done ourselves a disservice that way. I understand the idea of acceptance, but on the other hand, it's allowed us, meaning obese people, to be so comfortable in our skin that we just grow to accommodate the next size. That's why I got rid of a bunch of my clothes, and I'm only keeping the size that I'm in so that I don't humor myself and go back. But anyway, TOFIs, get help. Obesity people, stay present. The action's coming. The big reveal is coming. Oh, I shouldn't say big. The amazing reveal is coming. I'm on my way. All right, until we talk again, peeps. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like if you like. Join us if you haven't. And be blessed.